Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you haven't, welcome. If you like any of my videos or this video, make sure you do give it a thumbs up and you can hit that subscribe button down below as well. So today we're going to be talking about one of the new collections from Tarte for the holidays, and that is going to be the Tarte Treasure Box collection. So this is what it looks like. I did talk about this in a previous video, in a haul video, and also in a video that I did a collab with the beautiful Jasmine G, or Jasmine Grimes, here on YouTube. I will link her video down below. She did a nighttime look with this and I did a daytime look. I will throw my video up in the cards if you want to check either of those out. And that actually shows me using this palette. Now, I am really excited about this. I did kind of give a brief review on that collab video about what I thought about this collection, but I have been using this more and I kind of want to give you my full opinions on it since I have been using more of the shades. If you guys are interested in seeing that, then of course you can stay tuned and keep watching. Alright guys, so just so you know, because you've probably seen this in the last clip, I have swatches from this palette on my hand, and the reason for that is I actually was filming and I ran out of space and I didn't even realize. So these are from a clip that you will never see, but regardless to say, there are some swatches from this palette. So this is what it looks like, as you've seen in the last clip. Very beautiful. The packaging actually that it came in was very similar, the same kind of outer part for the unicarton, and it had a picture of which of the collections it is, because there is several holiday kind of collections that look like this from Tarte. So it's really pretty, and it has like the Tarte symbol down below. It opens up like this, so it opens up kind of like a box, and that's what it looks like. So the middle clearly has all the eyeshadows, and then you have the two blush shades, you have the highlighter, and then you have a shimmery kind of bronzer, and then over here you have a more matte bronzer. Now, I do find that these bronzers are actually quite warm toned. I can use them. This one's the best. I'm not really a huge fan of the shimmer one, but it's just because I don't use a ton of shimmer bronzers, but it is a pretty shade and it blends out nicely. I do really like the highlighter. I do find it more on the subtle side, but you can build it up. But it is a nice addition to the palette, and I actually am more impressed with it than I thought it would be. The blushes are beautiful. I like them. I don't really have any issue with them. I'm not sure if they're the exact same formula as the Tarte Amazonian clay blushes. They typically aren't in these. I think all of them, all the holiday edition palettes and things like that that come out from Tarte are made in China. I'm not sure on this one. I'd have to take a look, but I think it is. But I will say I do like the blushes. I'm not sure if they're the exact same, but I do like them. So, over on this side you have hidden treasures. There is a mirror. I'm not sure how practical this mirror is because, I mean, I don't use this at all. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just don't. So you do have in here as well a mini mascara, the Lights Camera Lashes mascara, which I like. Then we do have like a cat, I think it's like cat eye, like a black liner, which is pretty nice. I do not find it lasts super long on the waterline though, just in case you're wondering, but it is very dark black. And down here we have a Tardis Lip Paint, and this is a matte kind of liquid lipstick formula from them. And this is in the shade Grand. I'm not sure if this is available outside of this box, but if it is, you can check out their website. They have all kinds of shades, but it's a really beautiful color. I've worn this in a few photos, and I actually wore it in that video, collab video that I did with Jasmine. Alright, now the shadows. So this is the part that I think most people are interested in when they buy this. So it does have a lot of beautiful neutral shades. It has some cool tone, some warm tone. I think it's a nice kind of palette, and I like the selection of colors. I also like how each kind of section or each row of 4 can kind of be used together. They kind of go all together, but you can also just mix the shades. There's a ton of transition shades in here, and that is wonderful. I love to see transition shades, and there is a few different options to put over your lid depending on your skin tone, which is nice as well. I always like to go in, I usually use this color here, and this one is called Culture, I believe. So Culture. I like to use this one all over my lid for my skin tone, but you could use even the white shade up here, or some people might gravitate more towards this shade up here, which is called Utopia. So if you have a deeper or a little more yellow skin tone, you might go for this shade up here. But I really like this palette. There's quite a few options in here. There's metallic shades, shimmers, and all the metallic and shimmery shades swatch beautifully and they feel amazing on the eyes. They're very creamy feeling. I do find the matte shadows, most of them feel kind of creamy as well, but some of the darker shades, this is kind of what's changed since I've been using this palette. I've dug into more of these deeper shades, and these are a bit more difficult to blend out than some of the other shades, which is can be kind of typical with darker shades, but especially this one up here, this purple. It's really deep kind of purple shade, but it kind of, I don't know, I find when I blend this on the eyes, I have to keep packing it on, and when I start to blend it, a lot of it comes off. So this is probably one of my least favorite shades in the palette, which I hadn't played with a lot before I did this, like before, which I hadn't played with a lot until like recently, and that's when I really started to notice it on this shade. This shade down here is really pretty, but it has kind of the same feel. It's a little bit more chalky than some of the other shades in the palette, so just keep that in mind. But this one I have no issue with the blending out. This one here is also another that's not my favorite. It's kind of like a black toned shade, but it has a little bit like a particles of glitter. It is really pigmented, but it's not my favorite shade. I just don't like to have a lot of glitter infused into my shades, so that wasn't one of my favorites for sure. Now I love this shade here, Lantern. I love that shade, so I do have that actually swatched out on my arm here, and you can see like the shine in that shade even from far away. It's just such a pretty shade. It's kind of like a green silverish shade, but it is beautiful. I love all of these shades, and this shade up here is another favorite, Bazaar. This is definitely like a rose. It doesn't pull so much on camera, but it's definitely like a coppery rose gold shade. Beautiful for all over the lid, and that's typically how I wear it. It's really nice. Now, as far as this being the same as some of their other formulas, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't used a lot of Tarte shadows, so I can't really comment on that. I will say I have the Rainforest of the Sea 2, which is like the round palette, which I'm not a huge fan of. That one is very firmly pressed. It doesn't wear super well, and these shadows do wear quite well. I do generally combine them with a primer, but I do that with any of my shadows. But I think these stay on fairly well and they wear fairly well. So I do find that different than that Rainforest of the Sea formula, because that didn't wear well for me at all, and I wasn't a huge fan of how those shadows felt. Whereas for the majority of these shadows, I do like how they feel and look on the eyes. So overall, I mean, I think this is a good palette. I don't know if you've smelled Tarte palettes, but they all smell kind of like vanilla-y, and I love the freaking smell of this. When I open it, you just get a whiff of goodness. Now, if you are someone that's sensitive to fragrance, or you just don't like fragrance in your products, it might bother you, but it is really subtle. It's not anything overpowering or kind of like perfumey. It's definitely more of kind of like a cakey, more of like someone's baking in your house scent, which is a little bit different than if something is heavily fragranced with kind of like a floral or perfume scent. I don't think the mirror is like super practical that's over on this side, but I mean, it's there. It's kind of nice that they even bothered to put a mirror in here, but I think it's a really cool overall palette. Now, I was lucky enough, so I'll give you a story on this as well. I was lucky enough to actually get this for $4 plus shipping. So I think I paid like $13.50. They actually, when they launched this, there was a glitch on their website and they had it up for $4, and my friend who I did the collab with, Jasmine, she actually texted me and let me know that it was on there for $4. I grabbed it and I was so happy when they honored it. So I got this for really, really cheap. But this is now retailing for the price it was supposed to be, which is $77 plus tax Canadian. I'm not sure on the American price, but you can check that out on Tarte.com, or I believe I'm not sure if these are on Sephora, so I would check on Tarte.com if you are in the US, if you want to check pricing on this. It would be a little bit less for you in the States, as our prices in Canada are a little bit higher. So I think this is a great palette. I really do think if you want to get this for someone for Christmas, if you want to get it for yourself to treat yourself, I think it is a good addition to anyone's collection. I think it looks beautiful, which is nice as well. It is limited edition, so if you want to go ahead and grab it, I would do so now. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. All the products perform well in it. That was the most important part for me, and you can really get a full face with this. It has everything that you need, which is sometimes hard to find. So I think anyone you got this for, of course, would enjoy it, and I think it would be a great thing to get for Christmas. Alright guys, so that does it for this video. That was a pretty quick video. I just wanted to get on here and kind of do a little bit of a review on that, especially since I have used it more. The more you use a product, the more you kind of get a feel for the parts that you like and maybe some of the parts that you don't like. With eyeshadow palettes, generally there are hits and misses. There's at least one shade in almost every palette that isn't my favorite, so it's not like having a couple shades in this is that bad, that are not amazing, or is that bad, because it happens to me a lot. But overall, I did like that palette, and I think it's a great, actually I should just say not even just a palette, like a great like box of goodies for anyone. And yeah, I just really liked it, and you guys got the feel from that in the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Also, I hope you like kind of the setting that I'm in. It's a little bit different. It's kind of like our shoe and purse room, so if you guys like that, awesome. Let me know down below, and of course hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I of course will see you in my next video. Bye guys!